Anyway, we're going to play this Massacre Worm, which should also feel pretty great, as we watch the board get nuked. And everything goes down. There's a whole bunch of Massacre Worm triggers. Our stuff survives, obviously, and the first Sliver survives.
Today on Commander Replay, we check out this high-powered Sheoldred the Apocalypse deck as we face down Slivers, Elves, and Hate Bears. Next on Commander Replay. Hey guys, there's two great ways to support the channel. All links are in the description below.
Welcome back, everyone. Playing some Sheoldred the Apocalypse today. Let's take a look at this opener. Oh god, that's one land. Mulligan that one. Into... we could probably make this work. Expedition map, we'll find Cabal Coffers. Howling Mine gets us some card draw, which I like, so that all seems good. Peer into the Abyss, we can either use to kill a player or draw most of our library. So we'll go ahead and keep that one. Last in the turn order. No good, especially since we don't really have any ramp in the strictest sense. Eventually we should get there with coffers, but that still takes quite a few turns. Anyway, let's take a read of our commander. It's Sheoldred the Apocalypse, and it's 4 mana for a 4/5 with Death Touch. Whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. Oh, I should have put the Death Touch equipment in here. I think there's 2 of them, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the creature deals the damage with Thornbite Staff, so I'd probably add that in just because you can mow down a board of creatures, which is cool. What's the other one? Is it the Longbow? Yeah, I'd probably also run the Longbow in here if I were going to make some adjustments to this deck. Anyway, brings it to our turn 1. Let's play the land, play the Expedition map. If you're going full combo, you don't necessarily need to do that. I just like those type of effects. I like being able to repeatably destroy creatures when I can, and when you have Death Touch on your commander, it's a pretty easy thing to do, so at a, pretty low cost to get those cards into the deck, so. But anyway, continuing on our commander, essentially mono black Nekusar with life gain. It's kind of ridiculous, honestly. Looks very, very strong. I built the deck in a very strong way. Multiple combos, multiple tutors. Take a quick peek at it, I guess. If we gain a lot of life, we can kill someone with the Aetherflux Reservoir. We've got Bloodchief Ascension with... Oh, did I forget Mindcrank? I think I forgot Mindcrank. I did mean to put Mindcrank in there. Whoops. Bolus's Citadel seems pretty wild, though not necessarily win condition. Psychosis Crawler doubles up on that life loss effect. Got the Sanguine Bond combo in here. Peer into the Abyss will kill a player. Damnable Pact could, in theory, kill a player. Or we can make ourselves draw if we need to. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in here. A lot of life loss effects. I forgot Polluted Bonds. Man, I got some stuff I want to add in here. Anyway, let's play this land, play this Howling Mine, get all this stuff going. We draw a Master of the Feast. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent draws a card. I am nervous about giving my opponents cards. That was the one thing when building this deck. I was not thrilled about giving everyone more cards. I guess I just haven't played Nekusar that much, and that's just one of those things you got to get comfortable with. Anyway, Sheoldred seems very strong, and it seems that a lot of people agree with me, because the cost of this thing on Magic Online was 71 tickets, which was absolutely brutal. That's Venom Sliver for opponent. Slivers have Death Touch. Yep. There's a Marwyn. Ooh. Gonna want to find a board wipe pretty soon. Opponent's got a Skull Clamp into. Ooh. Well, with Sheoldred in play, that Skull Clamp is gonna make him lose a lot of life. Problem is, gonna be a lot of reasons to keep our Sheoldred out of play if anyone has removal. Probably coming our way. There's a Massacre Worm. Oh god, that's so good against what our opponents are doing. Yeah, I mean, that'll probably win the game. We'll just give that a little bit to get itself going. We just got to make sure the elves don't get like crazy pumped up. Same thing with the Slivers. Massacre Worm is a funny card. What are we doing right here? Are we doing the Master of the Feast thing? Or do we just want to crack and get our coffers? I think I'm just going to crack and get the coffers. Seems like a better play right here. Get Cabal Coffers. Play Cabal Coffers. And we'll pass like that. I'm just thinking about the sequencing of our turns, and like if we get our commander next turn, it seems like it'll probably be a few turns before we have time to really crack and get that thing in, and like this is the thing you want in play. So should be mana neutral next turn as long as nothing goes wrong here, and mana positive the turn following that. Yeah, there's a first Sliver. It's gonna cascade. Ugh. Maybe we'll get lucky and the white deck will drop a board wipe. That would be fantastic. Buy ourselves a turn. Oh, that's a Vandal Blast. They cascade into a Vandal Blast, which shoots the Skull Clamp. So we don't have to find out how many cards they can draw in a turn with that deck, which I suppose is good. Probably buys us more time to do stuff. 1/1 Death Toucher over to Flintlock. I have not played too much Commander at this power level in quite a long time. Multiple combos, multiple tutors, very fast, very consistent. Been kind of staying away from that stuff. I've really just been enjoying doing like the keywords thing with my big dumb creatures, doing the tap creature thing, playing cards that were good 15 years ago. And by good, I mean they were fine. Playing some angels here and there, played a lot of Boros over the past month. But for the most part, while I was doing all the Boros month stuff, I was staying away from like Feast and Famine, Aggravated Assault, Aurelia, Hearth and Home, and all that type stuff. Just because you don't get a great feel on a deck when you just go for the combo. Paradise Druid, yeah, get that creature count up. Show me... Oh, God. Hushwing Grift. Creatures entering the battlefield don't cause abilities triggers. Is this an ETB? It is, in fact, an ETB. Wow, that's so good. Brutal. Hushwing Grift from Sergeant Flintlock. Yeah, you can... These Torpor Orb type effects are really good against green decks. Black decks, too, depending on what they're doing. Like if it's a Sheoldred deck or something, which isn't like as common as it used to be, but I think black has kind of shifted to a bit more combo based. I don't see tons and tons of mono black anymore, to be completely honest with you. And it's probably like I've cultivated this weird play group around me in which we mostly play creatures and aggro decks. So like I don't run into a lot of mono black. I don't run into a lot of mono blue anymore. Just a lot of things I don't run into that much. And not to say they aren't out there, but just, you know, the groups that I play in don't tend to see them as much. There's a Veto and a Mind Stone. Let's play a Swamp. You know, I think I'm going to go Mind Stone Veto. And what does that do for us? Now let's go for our commander. See if it gets shot. It probably will. We are here to play Sheoldred after all. I was thinking about like trying to play around it and, you know, kind of tiptoe around stuff and the removal and all that. But we'll discard a Swamp. Opponent draws a card. There's a Howling Mine. They'll draw another card. They lose some life. Down to 36. Wow. Even just Howling Mine is better than I thought. We are feeding them like crazy, though. I'm not sure that I'm thrilled about that. Slivers have deals damage, 1 damage to any target. Ew. And Vigilance. How many illegal attacking slivers do they have? Looks like 2. Slivers have poisonous. Oh, yeah. So I think next turn we're probably going to try to set up for this Massacre Worm and just kind of slow things down a little bit. Get some elves off the board, although the Hushwing Grift's so good against Marwyn. But, you know, if no one plays any removal, like on in particular on us, then Massacre Worm into Sheoldred is a lot of life loss for our opponents. Won't just kill them, not yet anyway, but still a lot. Yeah, that's a 7/7 for Sliver that's coming at us. 1 damage to any target. Puts 1 damage on the God Eternal Oketra. How does poisonous work exactly? When it deals damage, they get a poison counter. Okay, so it's not Infect. It's slightly less powerful than Infect, but we're about to take 7 poison, which is not the best. Do they have Death Touch? Does have Death Touch. Oh, yeah, that's a thing. Well, need to get rid of the Death Touch one. We are going to take 7. 7 poison, that is. Ooh. Oh, wait, is it poisonous 1? Oh, it's poisonous 1. I think we're okay. Yeah, okay, it's only 1 poison counter. 7 commander, 1 poison counter, down to 31. That's not nearly as bad. Poisonous, not nearly as bad as Infect, and it's freaking out. Opponent hitting well with their Slivers, but Sliver's about to get a Rude Awakening by this Massacre Worm. As long as we play a Swamp, we should have the mana. There's an Immaculate Magistrate, 1 more elf we can blow away, and in particular before it starts pumping stuff up. Ooh, and a Priest of Titania, 1 that I am very happy to destroy. Oh, wait, oh no! We gotta get rid of the Hushwing Griff. Oh, we can't Massacre Worm until the Hushwing Griff is down. Oh no. So I've arranged a deal with Flintlock where we're going to attack in with Sheoldred. He'll probably double block because that'll kill Sheoldred when we wipe the board. I didn't tell him specifically what card it is yet, but he wants Sheoldred out of play. Understandably so. And I'm happy to make that trade based on what else is going on over here. There's a Dread. You don't know how much I want to get this into play. I think it's going to be tough with the large amount of cards in our hand and the fact that this game is currently on a very fast trajectory. We gain some life. We draw some cards. We gain more life. Okay, yeah. Play the Swamp. Swing into Flintlock. See if they want to block with their Hushwing Griff. They double block. Someone finds a damage somewhere, then that'll be bad for our commander. I feel like this card's gotten better as creatures have gotten smaller and more efficient. It's always been really good, but I feel like now it's even more well-suited to a lot of decks. Creatures go down. Opponent draws a card. They lose 2 more life. Love it. Punishing card draw is awesome. People draw way too many cards these days. And putting a cost to that feels great. Anyway, we're going to play this Massacre Worm, which should also feel pretty great, as we watch the board get nuked. And everything goes down. There's a whole bunch of Massacre Worm triggers. Our stuff survives, obviously, and the first Sliver survives. So opponents' new life totals are 24, 26, and 32. Kodama's reach. Cleaving Sliver. Slivers get 2-0. Yeah, I wanted to get this thing down before a toughness Sliver shows up, because once that happens, it'll be a real headache. There's birds. They all have haste, and the haste Sliver. Ugh. Haste is a problem. I mean, if Sheoldred survives, like, we might have to peer to the abyss. DJ. We should introduce our opponents, by the way. That is DJ Wars piloting the first Sliver. We've seen a flurry of Slivers playing Sliver Ball over there, and looks like things are going according to the plan. I did play this deck on the channel one time, so you can check out that video if you like. Yeah, he's sending the big one our way. We're going to throw the Massacre Worm under the bus here. Not interested in going to 16 Commander, and I may consider a peer into the abyss on him. Or, whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. Man goes down to 19. Oh, that's a farewell from opponent. I was just typing out, someone play a board wipe so I can play my big dumb creatures. Yeah, send our commander back to the command zone. All the creatures go down. Interestingly, they leave the artifacts. Yeah, I'm into that. We get to rebuild before the first Sliver. I mean, the first Sliver rebuilds crazy fast because it's insane, but there's a Phyrexian Arena and a Vampire Hexmage. Let's play the Swamp. Let's find out how much mana we can make. That's 5 plus 3 is 8, which I think means we go Mind Stone. Finally get this thing in. Let's get Dread into play. Because I love me some Dread. And unfortunately that leaves one that we can't do anything with, so we'll just tap it out. I don't even care what happens in the rest of this game now. We got to play a Dread. I'm so excited. I never get to run this card. Maybe I should play more Mono Black. Also, I just need to build that Horde of Notions Elemental Reanimator that I've been wanting to build for like 4 or 5 years. Oh, Dread. Chromatic Lantern for opponent. First Sliver's back. It's going to Cascade. Essence Sliver is the essentially lifelink Sliver, but not actually lifelink. It is cool that you can double that effect up. If you also had lifelink, you'd gain twice the amount that each one deals. Marwyn back to play. Ooh, fun story. So Vampire Hexmage is an old school card that, you know, I've been running for like 12 years in Commander. And I just like to have it because, you know, we can take down this Marwyn if this Marwyn gets out of control. I mean, mostly it's in here to kill Planeswalkers. That's why I still kind of run it. And it's just a nice early blocker. And I'm not running it here, but like if you wanted to run a Sword of the Animus, Mask of Memory type thing, it carries those pretty well. But yeah, I don't know. It's just an old school card that I still like. I still put it in decks because of its ability to destroy Planeswalkers. Never know when you need to get rid of a Planeswalker. And because it's a creature, you know, Sheoldred, other things in the deck get it back pretty easily. So the only real cost to running it is just the opportunity cost of not running something more powerful. But it's just a card that I like. Oh no! Opponent just Ghost Quartered our Cabal Coffers. Oh, the mana. The mana's been turned off. No, my commander. Oh, we have to play a almost fair game of Magic now. Brings it back to our turn. We draw Keurig. That can make things unfair. And Soul Ring. Play the Tectonic Edge. Use Tectonic Edge to... are there any other lands we need to... There's a Field of the Dead. Well, we'll get to that after. Play the Soul Ring. This has Phyrexian mana. How wild can we get? Whenever we gain life, yeah, we're going to want to gain some life. So we need to pay for the colorless. That's the thing that has to happen. We'll use the Mind Stone to do it. Let's cast this Keurig and pay a lot of life to do it. Then I guess that's still 4. We can get... Yeah, we should probably do that because that gets us life gain, which sort of counteracts the Keurig. So we can Phyrexian mana that for 4 more life and then pay 4. Get a counter on Yawgmoth. Then we can get the Vampire Hexmage just as something to do. We'll pay 1 and pay 2 more life. Watch our life total get decimated. There's still a 7/7 in play. I think I'm just going to chill. I don't know what we could probably attack somewhere with the Dread, but can't attack in here though. It's frustrating. That's probably where I'd go. We'll leave Flintlock alone. His deck is just a touch less strong than what the rest of us have going on, so we could pick on him with the Dread, but we'll just hold it back because holding it back is a reasonable option here. Opponents continuing to lose life into the Sheoldred and Howling Mine. Love it. Slivers have a lot of mana, though. And getting 2 spells every time you cast 1 is pretty good. It's a good way to win a game. If they hit well, it could be a problem. Fury Sliver, Double Strike. That's a good one. Oh, and lifelink? Oh, no. Into a Shamanic Revelation. That's not the worst Shamanic Revelation. They draw 2 and only gain 4, which could be a lot worse. Luckily, Dread would keep us safe from the double strike damage because they would hit the first time and then all die. Oh, I love this card. I wish, who's the Naya commander we played? Rocco, where you can just search things out of your deck. Like, I wish that had black in it because I would definitely put Dread in that deck if I could just search Dread out every time. Now, the build I did make with it, the Purity Hostility build with it, was super cool. That deck also made me very happy. But, oh, what do we got? We got more haste and +1/+1. Yeah, those are cards. And a Soul Ring. Arcane Signet. How does this work? Whenever you draw a card, does it trigger for each card that you draw? I don't actually know how that interaction works. I think it does. And then my question is, does that trigger this individually, or is it just like one big trigger? Oh, God. Oh, no. Well, Dread is still here for us. But Flying Double Strike, mana. Mana is scary. Haste, yeah, they've rebuilt extremely well. And are getting into a place where, like, they might be able to one-shot us before Dread kills all their stuff. And that's not great. There's First Strike. That one's redundant. Probably just turn that into mana. Basically, we need them to run out of cards in hand, which is tough because we've had a Howling Mine in play all game. Hope we survive. Slivers have also First Strike. Okay. That one's mana neutral. Does not appear to have 0-drop in the deck or has already played any 0-drops they have. So that's something. Oh, are they gonna... Do they have enough? 23? Oh, they're not sending the big one at us. They're not looking to mess around with the Dread. Got the unwelcome mat laying out by the door. Keep out. Here comes opponent's attack. Before I just want to count something up. So that's 6, 9, 13, 17. Ooh, they could kill us. They have enough to kill us without needing the double strike, which means we would die before the Dread trigger resolved. But they decided to only kind of poke at us. And, I mean, this will probably kill the other two players. So, caught a huge break right there. I don't know. I'm sure if we didn't have Dread, he probably just kills us. So, Dread being exactly as scary as it needs to be to hopefully keep us from death here. And that's why you run it. Oh, opponent does gain a ton of life, though. That's a huge problem. Yeah, there's a Dread trigger. We killing something. What do we get? We got the +1/+1 one. Then he's going to gain a whole bunch of life. That's only the first hit. So, yeah, both players are going down here, I think. They survived. I mean, they won't survive our Sheoldred trigger. Yeah, because the +1/+1 Sliver died on the first strike hit. He lost damage going into the other two. The Sliver player goes to 62. That is a thing. I think this still kills them, though. So they would draw half their library. That's about 30. So they would lose 30 from that. And then whenever they draw a card, they lose 2. So yeah, that should kill them. Howling Mine Sheoldred. This should kill Mango. Unless Mango's got something really good. Instant speed life. Nope, Mango goes down. Sergeant Flintlock. Do it again. Does he have... Teferi's Protection would buy him a turn. Ideally, you want something better than that. If he, you know what? Actually, if he had an instant speed kill spell, he could shoot Sheoldred and then survive. He does have a blast zone, actually. Can he get enough counters on it? Was this one counters? Put X? No, he doesn't have time to do it. Sheoldred trigger. Stacked them in the wrong order. That's okay. Another Sheoldred trigger. I want to see Flintlock survive this. Heliod's Intervention. Nope. Doesn't have it. Flintlock goes down. That is 2 players down to Sheoldred triggers. And that leaves just 1 remaining. This giant Sliver army that's staring at us is not amazing. Oh, Baleful Force. Another card in another cycle that also makes me happy. Play this Ancient Tomb. How much mana do we actually have? That is 3, 9, 11, 12. We have 12 mana. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to mess around with it here. We're just going to go for this Peer from the Abyss and hope that this works the way that I think it does. And actually, you know what? Yeah, that seems like it seems like a totally fine plan. We'll pay the Phyrexian mana again. This Ancient Tomb is essentially Phyrexian mana. That is a lot of triggers. Yep, it triggers for, it triggers for each card drawn, which would then trigger veto for each card that you draw if we targeted ourselves and played veto first. And down they go. Well, that was a nice and tidy game. Dread doing just enough to keep our opponent away and keep us from taking a very lethal attack right there. Opponent would have had it if they just sent everything in our direction. We would have died before the Dread trigger resolved, which would be super disappointing. But, yeah, they decided to go in the other direction, and then we pulled the combo trigger on them with, this thing. Now, the other way that you can play this card is if you have a lot of fast mana in the deck, which I don't really have that much, you can draw most of your deck, cough down a bunch of fast mana, and then, like, deploy a combo of some sort. So there's a few ways to go about that with the draw in this deck. But, yeah, it's very strong. Whether it's CEDH good or not, I don't know. That was 8 turns right there. This could definitely be made to be faster with more fast mana. The thing that I wonder is you're kind of feeding your opponent's cards, which is kind of scary, right? Like you're giving them opportunities to find removal or find their win condition. So as powerful as it is, you are feeding your opponents and it still doesn't necessarily kill them instantly, right? Like it takes a few turns unless you have a direct infinite combo. Like Sanguine Bond, like Exquisite Blood, that type stuff. If you're just forcing them to draw a few extra cards with Sheoldred in play, they're losing life, but they're still alive and they can still do stuff. So, you know, like we saw, the Slivers could have killed us. And, you know, that's a whole thing. Maybe a reason for, what's that card? Sudden Spoiling. Probably a reason for Sudden Spoiling. Let's bring that one in. What are we taking out? We can take out the Archfiend. I had the Archfiend in here with the assumption that I'd be discarding the hand size, but that didn't really happen at any point, so take that out. Yeah, just a little tweak right there. Oh, you know what I didn't put in here? I didn't put Lich's Mastery in here. That is one that you probably want to run. You basically draw your entire deck, and again, it's that you want to be running fast mana, so if you draw your entire deck, you cough down all the fast mana, cough down your combo, that sort of thing. We'll put that in, take out this Beseech the Queen. Oh, what else did I say? I said the creature killers, right? I'd put the longbow in. If we're talking about like my personal touch on this deck, we'll cut this Warlock class because this only triggers during our turn. Oh, at the beginning, yeah, the beginning of your end step. Cool card, but not quite right for this deck. I'll put Thornbite Staff in too. Nah, maybe I'll just stay with the longbow for now. Fun stuff when you do Death Touch Tribal. Those are cool cards. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.
I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel, vote on which decks I play next, or if you want to get some really good games of Spell Table, be sure to check out my Patreon at the link below.